What is up, everybody? I am over here, and not the best lighting, but I have been just running the lathe for the last like 4 days straight, and I have made all of these components. So these guys right here are lumbar parts. In fact, all of these parts right here are part of the lumbar joints. These parts are all part of the neck. This one's nice. Yeah, cool stuff. Been working out here for a few days. Okay, so lumbar, neck, and torso. And today, I'm going to be building a very big chunk of metal, and it's a very, pun intended, pivotal joint. Why is that focus weird? Pivotal joint, and that's the sternoclavicular joint. So it's right here, but it's actually sitting in the back. And this is a part I've been just excited to build for a long time. And I thought I'd take you with me on this guy, and I'll show you how I'm going to build this. But also, you know, the same process has been true for how I built all of these guys as well. And since I didn't record any of these, I thought I'd show you the fun one. So let's go do it. I've just been working off of drawings like these guys, and I just have this drawing. It's a lot easier than working off of my computer. And I have all the measurements that I need just right here on this drawing. So this is what I'm gonna be working off to build this guy. And I always do it once, then I always double check it just to make sure I didn't mess anything up on the actual CAD. But this is what we're building right here. One thing I want you guys to be aware of if you're lathing stuff is you have to hold the order of operations in which you make your part. So if I made this part first, I have to, so there's geometries where I'm gonna have to flip this part and pick up the other side and machine stuff into the other side. So the question is, do I machine this part first or this part first? Well, if I machine this part right here first, I would have nothing to grab onto here because I have this thin little wall here. So I'm gonna machine all of this part first, and then when I'll flip it around, I'll be able to grab onto that in order to machine this stuff in here. It's a big chunk to have in here. It's the biggest piece I think I might have ever had in my lathe. So I got this in the 3-jaw because we don't need high precision on this op. We'll switch back to the 4-jaw in a second. So first off, we're gonna face up this guy. Alright, that is about the overall length, so we want to go up to a little past that because we want a place to cut here. Yeah. So now we're going to clean up this OD right here. Okay, so my machine is cutting on a slight taper, and that's because there's a twist in the ways. These are the ways, so they're a little twisted, and I think they're twisted this way, so I probably could drop that foot down and maybe take some of that out. I'm not going to mess with it right now, but I'm aware that there's like a 2 thou difference here, right? So it's 2 thou thicker here than it is here, which means it's twisted this way, which is pushing this forward, most likely. But anyway, we got it to where here it should be really close to 296. Let's just see here. 2962. So 2 thou, that's within tolerance for me. I'm not too worried about that. Boy, these calipers barely make it down there. Yeah. A little worried about calipers when we're getting a good measurement, but they are going down all the way. So, so now we have that diameter. So next we're going to cut in the first shoulder, and then we'll cut in the last shoulder. Then we'll get all the links dialed in, and then we'll flip it over and do the other side. Okay, I think you guys missed me bringing in the exact dimension down because my camera battery died, but this guy is exactly 2.8, which is exactly the one. I'm measuring in the middle to get an average between these 2 points, but I'm gonna clean up this guy, and then we're gonna set the depth here. So. Oh wow, we're perfect. That's crazy. I've been doing this lately, and I'm not bragging, but maybe I'm bragging a little bit. Am I still recording? Yes, I'm still recording, sorry. Well, I have to put my hand up because my camera's such a POS. I've been hitting these lately, and I don't know, I'm not doing it intentionally. I'm like, oh, I'll set it there, and for some reason I'm coming into within like a thou on these guys, which is amazing. I think it's just a little bit of luck, and also I've just been doing this for 4 days straight, but kind of wild. Cool, so now we're gonna set up and we're gonna cut in the last one on this side, and we'll do the other one. So this is pretty thin because it's half depth, so 1,305. So I'm setting my caliper depth to 1,305, which is the depth of this shoulder, not the diameter, but the length. And then I'll just come in here with a Sharpie and mark it, and I'm marking to the front corner, so like the front side of that, and then I'll come in here. I think I need the other Sharpie. Let's try this one. Okay, and I'll set a mark, and then I'll figure out how far off that mark I am, and in this case, God, it's a shitty mark. That's better. Just a little better. We're a little far off of that. Let's try one more time. Alright, so I'd say like a little bit in front of it. So I get there, and then I figure out where I am in relation to the mark, and I just kind of cut by eye, trying not to go past it. Now I normally use the power crossfeed to do this, but I think this is such a small depth that I'm probably going to run most of these by hand. because I can stay pretty consistent over such a small stroke. And that looks almost perfect. So now we're just going to bring it down. We're going all the way down to 0.65, so it's a pretty small little nug there, so we won't measure for a little while here. I thought this may be an interesting learning experience for people who don't have like a really nice lathe with a DRO on it, or if you don't have a lathe at all and you're curious how I'm doing this. This is taking each one of these things, these lines here. I'm not sure how well you can see it here. Let me see if I can get you guys a little better. Yeah, there we go. It says 0 and 90 right there. So each tick is a thou off the radius. So I'm going in 10 thou and then making my cut. Okay guys, I stopped filming because frankly it was embarrassing, but this guy right here, this little piece at the end, this piece right here, I got the diameter wrong on it twice. Super embarrassing. So I had to bring this shoulder back twice, and I kind of did. There's a little bit of a, what's the word, evidence of me having to do that on there. Now this is more than good enough surface finish for the Mark 1. And way more than enough precision. So I got these two shoulders. So first I got all the diameters in correct, and then I did this shoulder, then this shoulder, and then this length right here. So I got this length first, and then this length. And now it's all dialed in. So we're gonna throw some chamfers on this, and then we're gonna drill the hole through the center for the quarter 20 tap. And we'll tap it, and then we'll flip it over and do the other side. Yes, I know I didn't drill a hole in this because the hole goes on the other side. Apparently I'm destined to start messing things up as soon as I start filming them. But we're gonna get this guy done. Alright, I got this dialed in. So the thickness from this back shoulder that I made to here is supposed to be 206-ish thou. So we're going to cut that, and then we're going to cut in the shoulder down to the depth and get the thickness of this little piece here right. And I can't fuck up this time because I only got one shot. So let's do it right. So we're at 274. We need to go to 205, 206, somewhere in there. That is annoying. Just some tiny little chamfers. Nothing big or crazy. Can you see me? Yeah. Yeah, just a little chamfers, edge breaks really. So this is 7/6 and it's supposed to be 7/5. So 1 thou, within 1 thou there. I don't know what you heard me saying, it's my camera is terrible, guys. Subscribe to my channel and tell everyone you know about it so that I can get more subscribers and buy a new camera. I got the edge breaks on this. I measured here. I'm within 1 thou of where I need to be on both of these guys and should be across the entire thing. So now we're going to drill the hole and tap for this piece, which I was trying to do on the other side until I realized I had the wrong side. Like I said, I make mistakes apparently when I film. Am I still recording? Yes, I am. And then we'll be done. Alright, my tailstock is not perfectly aligned, I know that right now, but I'm using that. It's going to be more than enough for this thread. So I just keep a little bit of force in the back of this guy as I work her in here. Well, I don't know what's going on with my camera, so that may have seemed a little chaotic in the cut because I literally had to turn my camera back on like 18 times during that thing. Maybe not quite that many times, but it seemed like that many. This is awesome. Look at this guy. This makes me smile. It's not completely finished. I got to put the hexagon piece in the 6 holes on the front of this guy. So that still has to be done, but you know, that part, it's gonna go right. It's gonna go right here. I was looking forward to building this part for a long time because when I designed it, I was just like, you know, this is a cool part. This is like pretty much one of the biggest fully machined, fully lathed parts I've ever built. Really cool stuff. I think I'm getting a scam call. Who's calling me? Tom's Restaurant. I think that was a scam call. Anyway, this goes here. like that. Oh man, it's so cool. So cool, so big. It's gonna hold all the arms together, which is why it's so massive, right? It's gonna be the entire, this is pretty much, there is a front joint, which I may or may not add on the actual built version of the suit, but this is essentially the only attachment from the arms to the rest of the body. So that's why it's so big and bulky. Of course, this is one of the only attachments. Well, there's two of these guys. Yeah, so I guess there's two of these. This is the only attachment from the upper body to the lower body at the lumbar. So, you know, as part of how these joints work, there's a lot of that, they're all broken into their own axes, right? And so each axis has to just have that axis on it. So, you know, in all of these joints, I guess, are in theory, I mean, there's in lots of places there's 4 of them combined, but they're the only thing attaching that part of the suit to the rest of the part of the suit. But this is really attaching some crazy shit. And this is a really cool part. So this, you know, this goes on the outside, and there's got one big bolt for how the back part of the suit is going to attach to or the deep part of the suit is going to attach to the superficial part of the suit. And it's going to have 4 where it attaches to the superficial. So this is for deep to superficial. This is to the superficial part. This is really part of the superficial part. And then this lip here keeps the joint that moves around it from falling off. That's why it's just so tiny, because it's just designed to keep it from popping off. But once the outer part of the suit is on, that won't even be really necessary. It's just to keep it when the superficial... Figured out why my camera kept turning off. It's overheating. Anyway, it's for attaching, it's for keeping the superficial part, or the arms on when the superficial part is not attached to the suit. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, watch the next video, because hopefully I'll have the upper body almost done. Of course, this won't actually be on there yet, but this is all the lathing. Well, there's a couple more parts. 4 more pieces, and I'm done with all the lathing for the suit. And then I'm back to running the mill. Bye, guys.